Gone 3 by way of knockouts. Introducing to you, from the Black Panthers Boxing Club, Abigail Quartey. Across the ring to the blue corner, he's also spotted in black trunks, black canvas to match. He takes the scale at 112.5 pounds and debutant. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you, Ifeoluma Ayorinda. Judges are deciding the ring. Clement Shaw, Nat Oden, David Mills, and the man in charge of this fight, Richard Maneva.
It's for my boss. Yes. Oh, it's for Alex Ntiamwa. Alright, so we are set for the second fight of the night, and Abigail Quartey, of course, weighing 121.8 pounds. And if you look at Ayorinda, 112. So you can see the weight difference, of course. And no one looking very, very confident. And round one begins, and there they go. Of course, in the ring, the Ghanaian in red, in black and white apparel, and the apparel looking quite similar. But of course, the Ghanaian, of course, in black gloves, I should say. And what a fight we are seeing tonight. The Ghanaian looking very, very venomous, and her fighting style is incredible at this stage. It's round one, and the energy being, of course, exerted at this stage is quite. So round one, still there we are. We are still in round one. Abigail Quartey from Ghana, and if you look at Ayorinda from Nigeria, the Ghanaian looking very, very venomous at this stage. But let's see what the lead points out. And I think that the most aggressive one is the Ghanaian at this stage. Ring. Stealing up all the ring action is the Ghanaian, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Ghanaian actually wins round one, of course, on the scorecards. Abigail with some white apparel, of course, at the back, and black gloves. And that was a very good shot from Abigail at this stage, and there goes the bell for round one. Great show. Great show from Abigail at this stage. All right, so we are round two goes in shortly, and there we go once again. It's round two. Abigail Quartey certainly leading on the scorecards at this stage. And Nana, you were absent the first round. You missed the action, but I can tell you for sure that the Ghanaian is pulling up the strings at this stage. And for me, I think that quite impressive performance from Abigail. You know her already, now, right?
Yeah, I've seen Abigail. I think I've seen almost all her fights. When the last time she fought, I think she was up against another Nigerian. the name of Happiness Oko
Okay.
at the Jamestown basketball court. And of course, that Nigerian fighter, Happiness, died sometime last year. May his soul rest in perfect peace.
Wow.
Happiness Oko.
Wow. So sad, but anyway.
And here, Abigail is still up against yet another Nigerian fighter by name Ifeoluma Ayorinda. And Ayorinda looks very, very young. I doubt if she is beyond 18 years. She looks like someone who is not even past 16 years. Ayorinda,
Wow.
I don't know how you view her.
It's interesting, but now the battle goes through the Ghanaian. Abigail is becoming very, very, very aggressive at this stage, but let's see what really pans out. And and I think the energy being exerted by the Ghanaian is too much for me. She needs to slow down and gather her momentum before she goes in. She's wasting much energy, isn't it?
Yeah, and I love the momentum of the crowd as well.
Anyway, so fight still continues. The Ghanaian impressing the crowd, and of course, her skills as well. And there she goes with a few flurries. But I think that with all intent and purposes, the Ghanaian is leading on the scorecard, so to speak. It's round 2 yet, but the pendulum, and there round 2 goes.
So far, it's been the first bout. We have Letitia Manuanga winning against a Nigerian opponent, Christiana James. On point over 6 rounds. This fight also between yet another Ghanaian and Nigerian, Abigail Quartey against Ifeoluma Ayorinda. Going into the 3rd round.
Seconds out. Round 3.
Abigail Quartey fighting out of the red corner, wearing the predominantly white shorts, and Ayorinda wearing the black shorts, fighting out of the blue corner. Ayorinda boxing very beautifully on her toes, moving very well. She seems to personify the saying by Muhammad Ali, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Ayorinda seems to be floating like a butterfly, and once in a while, she of course stings like a bee.
Interesting stuff, but I think that the Nigerian shouldn't also be, underestimated. She really came to fight, and she's really adopting that strategy. Her fight style is really working for her at this stage, and she's not trying to, actually get hit at this stage. And that was a great one from Abigail, getting ferocious.
I think that Abigail is too flat-footed. You are fighting against a nimble-footed boxer. You can't be flat-footed. She would outbox you and outpunch you. You need to be a bit more aggressive on the front foot.
Absolutely. That is why, in the first 2 rounds, I maintain that Abigail should really go in steadily and just, steady the grounds and go in. You have every advantage in terms of, aggressiveness and all that. So you have to actually utilize all that you have. But I think she really wants a knockout, isn't it?
She is too sluggish and too slow and too relaxed in there. You can't win against such a skillful boxer fighting like this. I don't know what her coaches in the corner are telling her, but she's too sluggish.
She needs to box. Keep boxing, until you get into the rib of your opponent. But Abigail just wants to go in, with some, flappy, flurries, which is not really helping her at this stage.
And her opponent has very, very good footwork, making life very uncomfortable for Abigail Quartey at this point.
Well, so you are still live on HS television. Of course, with me here and Sam Manago bringing you live commentary. Of course, on the fight night here tonight here at the Eagle White, Center. And that is also live on boxingghana.com. also live on BoxingGhana.com. We are heading towards round 4 of this interesting bout. And so far the Ghanaian has been pretty impressive, but of course she needs to do more. If she wants to really knock down her opponent or perhaps maybe take more advantage on the scorecards, she needs to do more. So, round 4.
Seconds out. Round 4.
Okay, so we are into round 4. We are into round 4, of course, here. Interesting. So Abigail, of course, still trailing the crowd here. And Abigail really needs to do more. The Nigerian is actually using her craft fantastically. And the Nigerian, very crafty and very agile, moving around the ring, using the ring to her advantage. And that is where the Ghanaian is finding quite troubles in locating a better region on the Nigerian. But Abigail is an excellent boxer and she really needs to work harder if she wants to work through, the ranks of her Nigerian counterparts at this stage.
And then Ayorinda is a very good counter puncher. Landed a very swift, short counter left on the jaw of Abigail when she came rushing in. Landed another hefty right hand. Very, very good fighting on the back foot.
Ayorinda. Apparently, the Nigerian doesn't want to stand toe to toe with the Ghanaian at all. She wants to move around, and that is a very good, crafty way of managing the ring.
Boxing is the art, the sweet science. It is called the art of hitting without getting hit.
Interesting, but that draws my attention to the fight we saw Ryan Garcia and Davis. Davis wouldn't make you hit him, and people thought that he was running away. No, that wasn't the case at all.
No. Davis is a very crafty operator. He knew what he was doing all along. He knew what he had rehearsed over and over at training, and he executed that to perfection on fight night. Right here on our hands, Abigail Quartey goes in very wildly, but Ayorinda goes in for the clinch. And the bell goes for the end.
But honestly, I'm not quite convinced with the way Abigail is fighting currently. She's got the power, she's got the physique, the aggressiveness and all that. Take your time, enter into your opponent. A single shot can change events. You understand? But the person keeps running away, and then you have to adopt a strategy to make sure that you actually get into her or something. Anyway, you are still live on Nature's Television, and here bringing live commentary on the fight between Abigail Quartey and then Ifeoluma Ayorinda in the 6th round bantamweight contest right about now.
Round 5.
All right, so we're going into round 5 at this stage. Round 5, and then so far, trust me, it's very difficult for me to tell who is winning on the cards. Should there be no knockout in this fight?
And we are in the last round also.
This is a penultimate round, I guess. And currently, I'm actually, at sea how the Ghanaian is not able to enter into the region of her opponent to knock her down, or better still, control by jabbing, keep jabbing.
She needs to be landing to the body to slow her down because the opponent moves very well.
Absolutely. Her footwork is quite excellent. Her footwork is superb. And the Nigerian, for me so far in round 5, has been so much sterling. So to speak. It's very difficult to tell who is winning at this stage on the scorecards. Should they actually finish all the round 6? Nana, it's very, very difficult to tell who is winning. Maybe the ring aggressiveness is what might just go to the Ghanaian. But you see, look at what the Ghanaian is doing at this stage. Getting quite convoluted, as to her tactics, what to use and stuff. But her coaches really need to speak to her more. Take your time, get to your opponent. She's running away from you, keep jabbing, and perhaps a single shot can do the trick in the night.
Yeah, I think that Abigail Quartey is relying too much on her power. She needs to box a bit more and then try to enter into the ribcage of the opponent to keep her from moving. Once she's not able to move well, then you can land your power shots.
Absolutely, because I love Abigail's physique, I love her posture, her stance, but you know how to use the power to perfection is also a different assignment on her, and I believe the coaches really needs to work harder on this moving forward, of course, in her career. And very shortly, I'm sure we shall be seeing the end of this particular round, which is still very, very difficult for me to tell who is winning this round in particular. The Nigerian
And of the round, yeah.
The Nigerian has been so much resolute at this stage, and trust me, we're still live on HS Television, the Ultimate Sports with me, Dennis Moore, and of course my colleague Samana Gold, bringing you live coverage and live commentary. Forgive me for the cold, I beg your pardon. The live commentary on the fight night here. The Night of the Stars, it is dubbed. We already had Letitia Manu Ankara winning against Christiana James, and that was over 6 rounds in a flyweight contest.
Seconds out. 6.
Now the second battle,
The final round.
and we are going to the final rounds. Of course, we are moving to the final rounds, and the final rounds, Abigail Quartey and Ifeoluma Ayorinda. It's quite an interesting fight, but of course, who is winning is a different topical issue. Now, for my bet, the Ghanaian has been pretty aggressive in the ring, but of course the Nigerian has been very witty and crafty, has been very controlling, of course, in the ring so far as, you know, departing from the flurries is concerned. If you look at a very crafty boxer, so to speak, and at this stage, I think the cornerman of the Ghanaian should be working on her to adapt a last-minute strategy to take out the Nigerian. But we're still waiting for the final round and what is happening. I think something strange is happening at the corner of the Nigerian. And let's see what transpires. Is it all over for the Nigerian? I don't think so. She is still resolute. Last round, round 6. It is. Round 6, it is. We're still live on HS Television, and it is Night of the Stars at the Hydro White Event Center, and we're getting to. Okay, so that was the final round, so to speak, and who wins?
Oh, we can do it better for the 2 boxes. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a bantamweight contest scheduled for 6 rounds, but it ended in the 5th round by a technical knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner, Abigail Quartey.
All right, so I think that knockout here. Technical.